Okie dokie, Smokey. Oh, it's Artemis Chokey. Um, this is weird. This is gonna sound strange, and it's gonna be incredibly unnecessary. But I'm gonna give y'all 5 YouTube channels that I want y'all to go check out. You ain't got to. Like, first off, check out this channel. If you found this video because you're like, hey, Banjo-Kazooie, all right, let's see how bad it is on the Nintendo Switch online Mahooza. First and foremost, you cannot judge this gameplay based on this video. Like, you can't judge the service based on this video because, as you can see, our connection is not very great.
It's okay right now.
Yeah, it hasn't like screwed up yet. Schmeckendly. Just because you're here doesn't mean that you're subscribed. So if you haven't, don't forget to subscribe, and hit that bell. I'm gonna
Leave a
tell you,
like if you like the video.
Yeah, and hit the notification. Yeah. I just sang the Kadikarus song. That's just the Kadikarus subscribe song. 5 channels I think you should go check out. And if you get the chance, like, tell them like, hey, I came to your, like, if you like what you see there, tell them Dizz2K7 gaming. First and foremost, go check out Shaggy and the Creep Show. I cannot stress enough that Shaggy 2 Dope of ICP does not know he's a celebrity. Like, I genuinely don't think that he knows he's a celebrity. Because I've been watching, I've been watching the channel for a couple years now, but I've been like going through videos that I haven't seen, and it's weird how often they're just out in public. Well, like, and mind you, like, even if you don't know what he looks like without his face paint on, he wears his face paint everywhere, like a luchador. Like, he doesn't, like, even in videos when he's like doing like a post edit or like an after the shoot, you know what I mean? Like, it's an addendum to the video, and it's like he's at home by himself. Like, yeah, if he doesn't have his face paint on, he'll put like a hood or like a towel over his head to like obscure his face, which is weird because people know what he looks like. But like, a part of me feels like he really does take it just like, I wonder if he feels more at home or if he genuinely just feels more comfortable. What are you doing? Like, I know what this is, but what are you doing? Well, I mean, you got 2 of us here, so it's good.
That's good.
It's not until the end of the game, so.
Did they run?
Yeah, hand and stand.
The Witch's Warehouse.
The Witch's Were Hut. So yeah, like, their stuff's good. Like, Shaggy and the Creep Show, their stuff's pretty good. It's gross. They fart a lot, and they spit a lot, and they gag a lot. So Shaggy and the Creep Show, that's one channel. Nathan Hurd Comedy is another one. Go check him out. Tell him I sent you. I am Brandon Ferris. You can tell him I sent you, but it doesn't really matter. Like, go watch I Am Brandon Ferris if you have like an older white person in your family and you need like something that you can watch with them that's unoffensive. Yeah, watch some of Brandon's videos. Brandon has a bad habit of like wasting food, like doing like he just wastes food. Like, he has this video series called Google Translate, and basically he just puts the he puts the instructions the instructions for something in Google Translate, in a Google Translate thing, from English to one language, back into English, into another language, back into English, back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, until it makes no sense whatsoever. And then he reads the instructions, comes up with a bit for the instructions, and then try, or like based on the instructions he's been given that are not good instructions. I think of all the times he's done it, like once or twice, he's actually oh gosh. Is that Chompers? Is that Chin Chin True?
I am not doing this. I need to get
that boom boom boom. That boom boom boom. Did you get the Jinjo?
no.
Get back.
I know you can kill him.
Let him just go away. Line up with the Jinjo, and then go for the Jinjo. Like you keep trying to like go out and then turn into the Jinjo. Just line up with the Jinjo.
What?
I don't think you can kill him.
No, you can.
I'm almost positive you can. Yeah, see, I think he just goes away.
You can kill him. It's just
When I'm telling you, I'm saying I don't think you can, because I watched Gerard play this, and he never. Oh, yeah, there you go. I'm about to say Gerard never did, and
without killing it. Yeah,
Yeah,
you can.
because you wasted so many eggs.
I did.
Would have just been easier to do the thing. All right, so we got Shaggy and the Creep Show, Nathan Hurd Comedy, I Am Brandon Ferris, 2 other channels, Super Beard Bros. You can go check them out. They're better than Game Grumps because they're a lot less racist. That's it. Like, just as opinionated, but a lot less racist. Again, tell them Dizz2K7 Gaming sent you. Only for them to find this fucking video and hear me say like Game Grumps are racist, and they're gonna be like, come on. Well, to be fair, I don't think Game Grumps are racist. Aaron's racist.
I was gonna say Dan isn't necessarily racist, but he doesn't stop Aaron's.
He can't. And a part of me wonders like if he like feels, because I was talking to Pat the other day. Well, not talking to him, but I was sending voice messages to him, and he was talking about. He was saying that he thinks that Aaron's gotten to the point where he's annoyed that people don't let him do the grumpy bit, where it's like the grumpy bit meaning like he's supposed to be a grumpy man who plays video games, but like he does it so to the point that for complaining about every game he comes across. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I mean, at some point you have to just accept that you suck at video games a little bit.
Well, I feel like it has more to do with the fact that like at some point you have to acknowledge like every game can't suck. Every game you play can't suck. Like I played like I think like 2 years ago I tried to play Backyard Wrestling. Don't try this at home for the PS2. That bitch is hard. Like it's really hard. It's not a wrestling game, and it's more of a fighting game. But it's definitely, it was, even with cheat codes, it was impossible. Even with cheat codes, they're impossible. I just could not pull it off. Like I was trying to just do like a simple like tutorial of the arcade, kind of like you'd be like, hey, this is what this is like, and I couldn't get through it. Because like the weird part was that every time you like if you put in a cheat code, the cheat code only worked for one match. So after you beat that match, after that match was over with, like the cheats wore off. So you could only do them for like either one per match, or you'd have to like save save your game, go back to the main menu, re-enable the cheat, and then like load your game save. And if I'm not mistaken, I think even that didn't work. Like you could only just do it for the first match.
Jesus Christ.
And it was just so hard. Like it's also possible I just was really bad at it. And like had I tried to play it not for the channel first, I might have I might have gotten the hang of it, but I didn't try that. I haven't played it since then. I still stand by the fact that like a lot of PS2 games aren't that good. I stand by that because even like Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, not that great. Like not like a bad game, but look at it with today's eyes. It like those games, like most games on PS2, look like shite. You feel what I'm saying?
Very much.
It's not like they look like shite in comparison. I'm not saying that they weren't fun. Like I have games on PS2 that I really did like. I have games on PS2 that I really like. Yeah, so I'm not saying there weren't any good games, but I feel like a lot of those games like were not that great. Man, I thought my fucking
You know how, like, in original Mario, like,
Yeah.
after you
down.
run, like, you kind of, like, skid, like,
Mm-hmm.
floaty. Like, it's very floaty.
Left.
I don't even know.
So like yeah, that's my take. Like it was a good chunk of PS2 games. Cause like I still stand by the fact that San Andreas shouldn't have existed. Like it shouldn't have worked. You know what I mean? Because like the game itself was massive. It was massive and it was open world. Like it was all available to you at once. And I just can't imagine. I don't understand how they got it to work. But yeah, that game just shouldn't have worked. But yeah, not the point. So that's 3. Like I said, 5. I kind of I gave Super Beard Bros. Yeah, that's definitely one. You can tell, like none of these people. I think the only people that will. Like it doesn't matter if you say I sent you. They don't know who I am. I'm just really trying to get my name out there.
You can't even make it there.
Are you supposed to be able to get out there?
I don't think so. I just wanted to see.
So that's 4. What's the 5th channel? What's a channel that I actually enjoy and would like for them to know that I am sending some random ass YouTuber to their neck of the woods just because I can. I would say Salmonella, but Sam ain't been around. I get the vibe he wouldn't really care. Not that any of them will care. It's just that I like to be able to think they might care. And if I can't imagine they'll care, I don't want to do it.
You mean doing this out of the kindness of your heart? I don't think there's anything in here that I need, but no, it's needed not so.
The left one.
Oh, who's the fifth channel?
Hmm?
You still have a fifth channel, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I'm struggling. Because I'm thinking about a lot of like creepypasta channels. And man, we'll talk about that in a second. Creepypasta that fell off. Not Mr. that is, but just creepypastas in general. Like audio horror stories have definitely fallen off. About to get 8. Look at you.
I mean, mind you, I'm not trying to do some of these things I'm doing, but it's just the way it's gonna go.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else. I guess that's it. I guess this is...
What about Mudahar?
No.
No?
I can't show... It's hard to explain, but I don't like his content all that much. Like him, Review Tech USA, Moist Critical. Like that's like hit and miss content for me. Like I don't know how people sit and watch their content over and fucking over. Because they're only talking about they're like how best way to put this. Their content is based on content around the internet. I'd have
just
to
them
want
their reactions.
Yeah, I'd have to
something
give a
happening.
fuck about what they're talking about for what they're talking about to matter. Like for their video content to matter. And most of the time I don't give a shit about what they're talking about. Like that's kind of it. Like
The end.
yeah, like because it's like when because Brandon Ferris also does a lot of videos on life hacks. And I forget what I was watching. Oh, Tyler Tube. Check out Tyler Tube. That's the other. That's I'd say that's definitely a YouTuber who is kind of hit and miss for me because he has a tendency to be a child. Like it was like when he started doing like food stuff. Like it's man. I'm not saying that like pickles are for everybody, but this dude hates pickles so much. It's just like. As a guy who likes food, as a boy who likes his food, I find it weird when like I come across somebody who doesn't eat a certain kind of food, like they just don't eat it. Normal token.
It's usually when they're like violent about the thing they don't like. Because I don't like marinara sauce. I don't make it a secret that I don't like marinara sauce. But I don't like make it seem like a crime if you like marinara sauce.
Yeah, and that's definitely the way like a lot of them do. Like especially with Tyler, like and like I'm more of a I'm more understanding of if you don't like some shit, don't eat it. But like I know you guys want to see me eat it. It's da 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 da. It's like no man, I really don't. Like the stuff Tyler does. Like Tyler very much comes off as like I'm a child and I've been a child forever. And like my mom didn't make me eat food I didn't like. Cause like I respect the fact that he doesn't like mayonnaise. And then I found out recently like, I didn't know this, but like mayonnaise and ranch dressing are two very similar condiments. They both have like an oil and egg base. That's about it. And he was like, he stopped liking ranch dressing because he found out that ranch dressing was basically like mayonnaise with like a few things in it. And I was like, first off, mayonnaise and ranch dressing are two very different condiments. And until I looked it up and I was like, oh, they are similar. They are similar, but still very different. They taste nothing alike. That's kind of. So yeah, there you people. Like Tyler, the Shaggy and the Creep Show, the Shaggy and the Creep Show. Shaggy and the Creep Show. I am Brandon Ferris, Nathan Hurt comedy, Tyler Tube, and whoever the fuck I said the other one was. Oh, Super Beard Bros. I always give a shout out to Super Beard Bros. I don't know why.
Because you enjoy them?
Yeah, that's almost exclusively it. It's because I like their content. That's it. Like
I also like to go back to the Game Grumps thing. Like we still, to this day, would like to say that we don't want to feel the way we feel about Game Grumps.
No. I will openly tell you straight up, like I don't dislike. I like Dan quite a bit. Like even though like Dan, in my opinion, is a little too old to have like the soft feelings that he has, and I don't mean like being like a sweet boy. I don't mean like, you know, calling Aaron Big Cat or like anything like that. But he like much like Mark kind of like gave in completely to the new way of life that we have to live because of the internet and stuff like that. And like I feel like it's one of the reasons I like Super Beard Bros, because although like some of the things like that the new generation has brought us are things that should have gone without saying. Like men shouldn't feel comfortable talking to a woman any way they want, or like feel comfortable just touching a woman out in public. Like no, I don't think that either. But I do feel like you should be able to have an opinion about something, even if that opinion even if your opinion is very different from someone else's, you should be able to have that opinion. And if it, like the idea of cancel culture, cancel culture is effectively your opinion is different from mine, and it's so different, I'm offended by it. So therefore, I want you to not be allowed to do anything ever again. Like that's cancel culture. Like if you want to just straight up say like, it's like, well, he said the word retarded, and I think that's unacceptable. And I was like, why is it unacceptable?
The thing that usually bothers me about cancel culture is like the idea that people can't grow as human beings.
Yeah, because it means that you made a mistake at some point, and that's your life forever now. It's
like they go back to like your entire history, and they like found out that when you were like 16, you posted a Nazi joke.
Right, and
it's and like I was 16. What the fuck do you want from me?
And it's like, and I mean, those same people definitely couldn't say that they've been a mature adult their entire lives. They could never say that. Like none of us are. Everybody has.
Because the thing is, as human beings, like if anybody goes over your entire history with a fine-tooth comb, they're gonna find something.
They're gonna find some shit. Like Jay said, everybody had it yesterday. Like everybody was a little bit different than they are right now. And it's just kind of like, I'm not saying that everybody changes. Everybody doesn't change.
No, not at all. I'm not saying that okay, so the difference between getting canceled and being held accountable, those are two very different things.
Yeah.
Like PewDiePie saying the N-word, like, yeah, hold him accountable.
Yeah, completely. And like, but if he goes as far as to say like, I don't care that I said it, well then like, okay, well, it's still, you not at that point they have to get themselves canceled. If it's simply like, I'm not gonna say I'm sorry for the thing I did, and people don't want to have anything to do with me now, it's like, this is cancel culture at its worst. That's not cancel culture. You chose not to be apologetic. So therefore, you are being punished.
These are just the ramifications of your actions at this point.
And mind you, that could simply be that, and it does depend on what the thing is.
Yeah.
Like, because in my opinion, if you, I could argue, like, I understand, like, if I use the word faggot and you're like, I don't like that word, that's a hateful word. My argument could be like, well, first off, as a black dude, let me talk to you about hateful words. But I would definitely say, like, I understand that you don't like it. And I would argue, like, well, I've never used that word. toward a homosexual, and I don't intend to ever use it toward a homosexual, or like at least I won't again. Because there was a girl I was talking to a couple years ago, and yeah, I'm pretty liberal. I'm pretty chill with whatever the fuck, but that was the word she used to describe gay people, and like it.
Because when we use it, we're using it
Hold up.
ironically or to be just goofy.
Well, when I use the word faggot, I am not referring to your sexuality in
Yeah.
any stretch of the imagination. I'm referring to the fact that you're a bitch ass dude. You a bitch ass nigga. Like, that's what I mean. It's like a faggot in most urban terms doesn't mean gay until they find out you're gay. You missed the notes.
I know. I'm going back. I'm gonna do that part.
Oh, my leg hurts.
Later.
Like it's you're feminine in the sense that you act like a woman, but not in the better sense of the terms. Like you're a bitch. Like you complain about stuff, and like if you don't get things the way you want them, you'll cry and moan and complain, and you definitely be willing to rat somebody out to get what you need. Like yeah, that makes you a little faggot because you're a man acting like a woman, and it's like even as a woman, if you did this shit, we'd call you a bitch. So it's like it's not like as a man it's okay, it's not okay, or as a woman it is. Like no, it's just there's a specific word for you as a man when you do this shit. It's like you a little faggot. I don't say nigga when I record for the most part, but I use it in my regular everyday life, like dead ass. Like I do, because it's just kind of ingrained in the way we speak. I'm not finna do this whole why is it okay for black people to say nigga and it ain't okay for white people to say nigga. The answer to that question for now and for always will be because we motherfucking can. The end. Stop asking dumbass questions. You feel me? That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the rule. We can say nigga, you can't. And like the long version is because you fucking used it toward us too many times. You have no need to say nigga. No white person on this planet has any need to say nigga. It don't matter if you rapping, if you're quoting, or whatever. Even if it's a direct quote, you just say N-word. You don't say nigga. You just fucking don't. Like, and if you have black friends who are like cool with you using the N-word, realize that those are your friends and they are letting you pass. And it doesn't give you an N-word pass. It's not a hood pass. It's they're your friends. They're okay with it. Like the same way like your friends might not care if you tell a your mama joke. Whereas somebody you don't know might very much be offended if you said yo mama to something they said. Like depending on what
It's more or less it's like the idea that there's one person on the group that might get picked on, but the moment someone not in the group picks on that person.
Friends make fun of friends. It's kind of just what they do. Yeah, friends make fun of friends, and if you ain't friends, then you can't do that shit. But like Dan is like aware that like cancel culture exists, and in a weird way, like he's against it, but he's not against it. Like him and Aaron both have this like way of if it doesn't suit their needs, they don't care for it. But when it's something they understand, it's like, oh, well that's okay then. Like yeah, it's like because I remember the minute I like really changed how I felt about both of them was when Dan was like they had shot I think they were gonna shoot a video for their Undercover album where they did a cover of Rock With You by Michael Jackson. They were gonna shoot a video, they had a plan for it and everything. But then like the whole Surviving Neverland documentary came out and it was decided that it was in their best interest to not use that song as a single because it would make them seem like like he claimed that they were like doing it out of like solidarity because these people came forward and said that they were abused, and you know, who are we to say that they weren't abused? Blah 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 blah. But in reality, it was a matter of like people would think, you know, that we were okay with what happened, and like that would affect sales. That's effectively just what it was. And,
which at the end of the day is what matters.
yeah, which is all that matters. Like artistic integrity doesn't exist. It's all about like how much money can I make, which is kind of like how I feel about Lizzo. It's like Lizzo like changed the word spaz in one of her songs because her fan base was like, yeah, we don't like that. And the amount of people who said they didn't like it, I feel is so ridiculously tiny in comparison to the number of people. Oh, shit. In comparison to the number of people who would have actually. Oh, that felt good. That finally got that out. The number of people who would have actually been offended by the fact that she said spaz, like ridiculous. So for her to be like, okay, I'll change it, instead of just being like, look, it's art. It's art. You don't have to like it, but like, I'm not talking about y'all when I said the shit. So to feel like I need to apologize to you because you're offended by a word I use, I don't think so. Like psychopathic riders, ICP's like and like Twisted side group, right? Monoxide and Jamie both use the word nigga, and they refer to themselves as niggas. I saw an interview where Violent J was like, well, the reason we were so, like, the reason we used the word faggot back when we were rapping, you know, back in the early days of us rapping, was more so because he's like, and I'm not trying to blame Ice Cube, but, you know, Ice Cube was using it, like gangster rappers were using it, and we wanted to be like them. So that's effectively like why we said it. And if I'm not mistaken, like, I think Violent J's daughter is like a furry. And so for him, it's like I'm pro-gay. Like, I don't got nothing to give gay folks. Which is fine. I feel like you can be, I think you can be like queer positive or whatever the fuck and still use the word faggot. I feel like there's a lot of things you can do that would stand against some other shit. And it'd be okay. Like, you can openly say like, nah. Like,
oh,
I stopped talking suddenly. Sorry.
oh Lord.
What happened?
I got all the things. Not all the things, but I got all the jiggies.
Okay. So, what's left? A couple notes.
I didn't get either of the health things. So.
Yeah, well, this is the end of the video, so go and get them.
I don't quite remember what was here.
I am curious as to this, whether or not this video will get demonetized or age restricted. But you know what's funny?
What?
The idea of this video being age restricted is silly to me. Because for the past like 2 years, or at the very least the past year, I've been putting parental advisory stickers on all of my thumbnails. So so I don't really know what more you can
I'm
ask
trying
for.
to remember where the last few notes.
Probably on a palm tree somewhere.
Probably.
Y'all got to keep in mind, like, draw distance isn't so great.
No. There are no iframes.
Woo! Go backwards.
Go backwards?
Yeah, like go to no, turn around. Go left and then go around counterclockwise. Now go right. And go counterclockwise. Cause you went.
I'm
go
going
right.
down here because I don't remember.
That's where you started the mumbo token. But that comment I made about Lizzo, I'm not trying to I'm not shitting on her or anything. They were just saying, as far as I'm concerned, like if you're an artist, like your art should come first. Like the integrity of your art should matter. Like if and I mean that goes if like you're a white rapper and you use the word nigga in your lyrics, you wrote that shit. Like dead ass, you wrote that shit. Find the honeycombs first, and like I mean, if you want to 100% the stage, that's 100% the stage. But if you don't, and you're like, nah, I don't need to, then don't bug.
Well, I'm trying to find the
gotta be right
music notes because I can come back with the honeycombs whenever. But if I don't get the music notes,
I said find the honeycombs because I think like there's a good chance that wherever like they are, the notes might be with some of them.
Now the honeycombs are usually like way usually mind you. I should probably just stay on the ground because like
down there.
Oh, that's just a
health.
It's just unless I do not want to go on the ground and look for this. I probably should.
Well, I mean the problem is like draw distance.
Yeah,
so
because things don't load in.
Yeah. I mean, unless you can break those boxes.
No.
Like, do you know where the honeycombs are?
I do not remember where the honeycombs in this level. Yeah, there's one in the ground. So you got anything else?
Yeah, I'm looking up where the stuff is. Because you're missing 3 music notes, right?
Yeah.
You got all the jiggies. Got all the Jinjos. The last honeycomb piece is over here. I think it's down below you. No, below you. Not in front of you. Turn around, turn around. Alright, come toward the camera. Come toward the camera. Walk off the ledge. I didn't know you was gonna do that. Alright, it's going, no, it's in water. It's in water.
Oh, okay.
Okay, it's in deeper water than that. Well, I can't see the screen, Mark. You're gonna have to like pull the camera back a little bit. Like the point I'm making is like you're doing stuff before I can tell you whether or not you're in the right spot. Go over that way. Yeah, go to your right.
To my right?
Yeah. All right. Pan the camera. All right. Keep panning the camera. It looks like it would be right there. Go forward. All right. Turn the camera, but don't move. Like you turn it. Like face.
I'm trying to.
All right. It might be down there. It's down. There it is. Oh, you can die.
Oh, I do not want that. Like more than anything, I do not want that.
Blah 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 blah. Oh, that's great.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Oh, that's too late.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing left to do.
Well,
what all reset?
just the music notes.
Oh, okay. So with it just tells me where everything else is, but not the music note. That's interesting. It tells you where all the jiggies are.
I'm getting impatient because. Oh my goodness. I mean, not like it would super matter.
And then you didn't go in there?
Yeah, because there's more crabs inside of him.
All right, so here's the deal. We're gonna I'm gonna let him figure out. I'll just keep recording. Fuck it. Like we'll keep recording and talking. If anything happens, it happens. If anything happens, what's happening? If it keeps happening, we'll happen it into the video. Because it's interesting because you have to have all 100 at once.
Yeah, because if it just like counted it towards what you already have, that wouldn't be so bad.
Well, if it I wonder if that's a system limitation. Like I wonder the game couldn't hold that information, so it couldn't just because ultimately
it was loading that one instance and it couldn't hold the fact oh, you've already done this,
which sounds improbable because the rest of the game seems to not have that trouble. Did you look it up?
No, I'm trying to do a thing.
I am free, yeah, yeah. Free me, rah, rah.
Rawr, rawr.
Again, I got nothing. I ain't got nothing to say. Yeah, I got nothing against Lizzo.
I didn't even think about the fact that like I was gonna be in a very unhappy
Bad position.
place
Yeah.
when I got that. I do think everything else stays though, other than the, yeah.
The sad part is that it's acknowledged the fact that you haven't found 3 of them. But I imagine like it's one of those damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of situations. Because I feel like because it feels like it's a matter of it's once you've gotten them all, if this makes any sense, like if you like leave, like if once you don't have them, like it's way harder to go back, like when you're doing a collectible hunt, it's way harder to try to find the shit that you don't have when you don't have it. But like if you were able to leave the stage and reload everything, like to make sure everything goes back, you could then like check off what you get. But like stuff like this is how come I don't like collectathons.
Which is completely fair.
Yeah, I feel no, I don't mean stuff like that specifically. I just mean I really feel like people don't like collectathons as much as they like these games from their childhood. You feel what I'm saying? Like it's not like so much that I like edgy white boys who hate their mom. I just like Eminem. Like I like him specifically. Like that one guy did this one thing that I like. And I think like a lot of people like misconstrue their love for games like this because they liked this game. Whereas like I just can't imagine like even in like a 3D space, like playing like what was it, like Mario Odyssey? Like I like Mario Odyssey, but I don't like it because it's a collectathon. Like I genuinely don't love like the collectathon aspect of it. And I know it's like mostly because I'm old. So like what was it, like in Pokemon, like trying to like catch the like finding all the wisps. Like that shit was annoying. Like it wasn't fun. And there were only like 107 of those throughout the game, whereas like it's 100 jiggies per stage here.
Well, music notes, but yeah.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah. Like the fact that you have to do all, and the fact that you have to do like you basically have to play the entire stage yet again just to get them all if you don't get them all when you first go, and like they don't serve a purpose beyond this. You feel what I'm saying? Like there's nothing else that the notes serve. Like the only purpose they serve is to like finish to tick up that counter. Like that's it. That's all they do.
They open doors. That's about it.
Yeah, but you don't need all of them in the game to like get to the to finish the game. So like the idea of like the question is like, so are you actively putting a lot of them in the game? Like a lot of them in the game, so like you have a better chance of finishing it, because I feel like you can still just make them less difficult to find. Like not necessarily like make sure you give them away, but you can just make them less hard to find.
I will say, like, and this is probably going to be a very controversial thing to say, Ukulele is the better version of this game.
I ain't played it yet. I don't know if I have it. If I have learned anything, it's that like before I say I don't have a game, I should check my PlayStation.
Because
I would say you are not at all like being very like concise in how you go about getting these notes, because you keep leaving places and leaving some behind, and it's making you have to double back and double back and double back and double back. So it's like one, it's taking you forever. Like it's going to take you forever because you keep having to go back to certain places. but like it's gonna be hard to know if this is the place you didn't have the one from before, like whether or not you like found. What do you? That's
there was notes here, right?
You got them.
Did
How
I?
many? How many times did you expect to jump?
I did not see them get got.
Yeah, when you jumped the first time, like it's a narrow platform. Where did you expect to? How did you expect to miss them?
I don't know. I just genuinely did not see them.
And man, watching you like slalom between some of these notes is the best. Like I can definitely say like this is like one of those I can't watch you play collectathons because it's infuriating. Like I know like I realize like as someone who does a fucking Let's Play channel, the whole idea of like, well, if you want me to play a certain way, you can do it yourself. Like there's a certain way, like there's like if you want to play, like if you see me playing GTA and you find it boring that I'm just doing the missions and I'm like getting through the game, like I totally understand that you're a dumb child, you're a dumb child, and you don't want that. You just want the carnage and the mayhem. Like I totally understand that, but I don't give a fuck about what you think. But if you're like, I don't like the way you shoot. It's like you shoot like ka 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 ka, and it should be like da 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 da. I was like, okay, yeah, I don't care. Like, yeah, that's like you should definitely find somebody else to watch because I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Like as like keep in mind, I'm not playing the game, so I totally understand like how frustrating it can be to watch somebody play and they're talking and they get too involved in the conversation, so they don't pay attention to like what they're doing. Aaron does that a lot. Aaron gets to the point where he's just kind of talking and he's not looking at the game, and it causes him to miss stuff, or he just doesn't care enough to like pay attention to what he's doing. And it's like I'm not worried about it, like, or like I'll go back and get it later. It's like first and foremost in the collectathon, I'll get it later doesn't exist. Assume you won't remember. Like that's the best way to go about it. Just assume you won't remember, because you probably won't. And like as the viewer, watching the person like just walk past something they need to progress, and then watching them struggle to progress because they walked past it 20 minutes ago, and they aren't able, and they didn't know that they walked past it. Like the wild thing is like you're fucking recording it, so you have the luxury of stopping the recording and like scroll back. Did you check the water? Check the water. Before you get out of here, check the water. Alright, you good. Don't just not check the water. Because there's 3 you missing and you don't know where they hit.
I mean, mind you, like, I still have to get all of them over again.
Yeah,
so.
I got that, but I'm just saying, like, you shouldn't be so sure about, like, what you done got. Because you don't know what you got. You ain't got your shit yet. And like, cause I feel like that might be why speed runs are so popular, is because like it's somebody playing a game as efficiently as possible. And so like you can't say like, oh, like you missed this thing and you didn't do this thing right. It's like, I did it all right. I did it well enough. Are you even in the 90s yet? 86. Like my favorite part about this so far is like, you don't know where you're missing some from. And I think you're gonna hit a point where you have less than 97 and you're not gonna know where they are. But it's like somebody who has anxiety, this is like a reason I don't like these fucking games. Like you knew they were on the other side. Like the idea of like it, like missing something, or like especially in a game where you can miss shit completely and you have to start the game over. I don't like that shit.
I mean, mind you, it's a little difficult to like take a specific path because like yeah, I
Well,
can go in circles like that, but like there isn't like a specific like linear way to go about this level.
I disagree. Like as many times as I've seen, like this is where I got before I stopped playing Banjo-Kazooie. Like I got this far into the game, and then I stopped playing it. That was as far as I ever got. That almost happened. Uh, you ain't check that palm tree. There's one right here. You ain't look at it. Look at it. All right, it just is, but you didn't know. You got to
I'm
look.
pretty sure those are the 3 that I missed last time.
Yeah, because you took a shortcut.
Yeah.
Oh, raggedy ass. That's what you get. Got me up here. Something and another.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, because you skipped it. Stop doing, see? That's why, see? That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's why I say games like these ain't that great. Like, the game wants you to collect all the notes, all the jiggies and all the sporadics. But then it also, like, it lulls you into this sense of, like, yeah, we're just going to, like, make it to where you can totally, like, if you skip this part, you can do this. What I'm trying to say, what I could not say because I was very sleepy. The game gave you a way to avoid going up that path, and you avoided it. You feel what I'm saying? Like you avoided it, and then because you avoided it, we're here now. 100 years later, and somebody might have watched this shit and saw you like take that shortcut, and they were like, "This fucking idiot." And honestly, had I known,
That is fair.
like yeah, it's real shit. Because like had I known that you skipped it, I'd have called you an idiot. Like had I saw you doing that, and like I saw you like being like, I'm gonna just go up here, I'm gonna do this way, because instead, because like just because you were saying like there's no like linear way to do it. That's if you choose to not believe that there's a linear way to do it. Like I 100% believe there's a path you can take that leads you to the next object, like leads you from one thing to the next. There's always like like there might not be a straight line, but like if you go out, you get the notes on the dock, you get the Jinjo underneath the dock, and then like you go toward the ship in the middle. Like you get the notes on the thing, go inside, get the stuff on the thing, and then after that you head up to the top. You go up to the crow's nest. Damn, fuck out of here. Go up to the crow's nest. Now you go up to the crow's nest. You fly under the rock through the mountain. Yeah, there's definitely a linear path that you can take, but you have to have already decided what the plan was. It's like, because I wouldn't say that like there's no way to do everything like this in like a game like Mario Odyssey. I still feel like there's like a linear way that you can play through games that are in like a giant 3D open world.
I mean, that's totally fair.
But you have to like know what to do from the get-go. Like you can't like not on your first go through. Like on your first go around, nah, it ain't gonna be, you ain't gonna be able to do that shit. But like once you've played the game before.
Yeah.
You didn't check.
Yeah, I did.
I ain't see it. I was about to say, because I can't even see in there. This is what it is, man. Like, motherfucker like Banjo-Kazooie. I'm glad y'all like Banjo-Kazooie. Man, have you heard Violent J speak recently? Like, Violent J talks like he about to start crying every time he talks about it. And me and Jack, that's how he talks now. As opposed, like, and like his voice has been weird for a while. But the way he talks now is very different. I'm not trying to I'm not talking shit on him. I'm really not. But like it's just kind of concerning because it sounds because it sounds strained but also emotional at the same time. Where Shags don't sound like that at all. Like I can't explain. This is what I thought was gonna happen. I had a feeling you was gonna get to the point where you was gonna find the ones you was gonna find the ones that you didn't find, and then not know where the rest of them were. I'm about to say, is there anything you didn't do? Like this time around? Like, is there any place you didn't go into? Because like the idea, like the fact that you have to do everything again to like make sure that you unlock, or to make this, you know, because everything has to get opened up again.
Yeah.
Kind of stupid.
Yeah, that's why I say Ukulele is the better game in that regard. Like, this one has more character, but Ukulele actually like keeps track of things better.
It's the better game.
Mechanically, yes.
Yeah, I mean that's like what you're describing here in Banjo-Kazooie is like it has better character. It has a not a better plot, but just better, like it's a better design. Like it's a better story. Whereas Ukulele is a better game.
Yeah.
Because I think that's some shit that people tend to forget is that like your video game has to have like a combination of like it's why like making a video game is way harder than making a good movie, because when you make a video game you have to have a halfway decent story, like at least for the most part. I mean you can just land on there and see it and just walk the perimeter. I don't know if you went on that big rock over there though. I don't remember.
That is not correct. I feel
you don't even have like I don't think you're in the 90s, I'm sure.
Yeah, I have 4 missing. I didn't think it was in here.
This is hilarious.
It's a little funny, yeah.
I mean, I would have gave up, obviously, because other than the fact that my mentality for this game is fuck it.
I mean, you were ready to not when it was first added, so.
Oh yeah, I knew I didn't want this in my life. Like I knew I didn't want this in my life. Like I ain't like it is what it is. Like PS2 era and 64 era games, in my opinion, most of them suck. Like most of them are trash. Like there's a bunch of them I like. There's a good chunk of them I remember playing and really enjoying, but most of them big suck. Like I think like the angular design of like the world geometry in most of these stages, I hate it. I just hate the way it looks. It gives me big sads.
I'm aware that you're sick.
Cause I didn't like Spyro the Dragon either. Like it's not like I just don't like rares collectathons. I don't like Crash Bandicoot. I don't like Spyro the Dragon. I don't hate Spyro, but I don't like Spyro.
Yeah, listen.
There they go. I was gonna say that shit earlier, but I ain't. That's 3. That ain't 4. That's 4. That ain't 3. You know, the wild part about the wildest part about that was it didn't count because you had 4 missing. Like you had 3 missing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you found the 3 you needed, but that didn't count towards your overall goal. Like just like real quick, just fuck with me for a second. You found the original 3 that you had missing. which overall meant that you had all 100 collected throughout the stage.
Mm-hmm.
But that didn't count because you had to collect all of them on the stage.
Yeah.
So he was like, why are you still here? Let's go. It's been an hour. We're done with the stage. He was like, you've beaten your high score for the stage of notes collected. So like you had to collect all of them again to get all of them again. To have all of them. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that still bothered. Okay, so the thing that really bothers me is like if it wouldn't have
The
happened.
fuck is that?
The thing I just killed?
Yes.
I don't have any answers for you, I'm sorry.
All right, go ahead.
But it really upsets me that like it still resets even when you die as opposed to just when you leave.
Leaving the
because
stage,
because the thing is it's like it shouldn't have to reload the entire stage just because I died.
No, it shouldn't. But like I still find it just bizarre that like okay, so like you know in like the Lego games how like they have like the ghost studs to like help you go with to help you pathfind. Like there's a cheat that lets you it lets you pick them up and they're worth like one each. And then like in like the Mario games, like all of them, like no, not all of them, but in like Odyssey, when you have when you already have a moon, what it'll do is wait, hold on, don't the episode's over, stop. The moons that you already collected to be hollowed out. Like they'll be there, but they'll be grayed out. And I feel like they could have done the same thing here with like the notes that you've collected. You can still technically collect them, but they're like a different color to let you know, hey, you already got this one. So like once you find the ones you've already gotten, well, once you find the ones you didn't have, that's when it should like, okay, now you have them all. Like, cause you don't have to like just not have them. Cause like I still feel like, in a collectathon, having some indicator of like these you've gotten is very helpful. Like especially like now, like thinking to like having to like use a guide to try to find some shit. Like it's nice to know that like, okay, I'm not crazy. I did get these already. Yeah. So like the ones that you hadn't found, once you found them, it didn't count toward the overall total. So like the ones you had missing, it was 4 of them. So technically speaking, you got more than the ones that you were able to pick up.
Yeah, technically speaking.
Yeah, because you got 3 of the 4. Like as you were collecting those 4 notes, Bottles was like you beat your high score for note collecting. And then once you
because I was one over.
Yeah, because you went 1 over, and then he was like, okay, you done it. Yeah, like it is what it is. Like games like this, I couldn't deal with. But anyway, until next time, y'all, we at this bitch. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. It's almost 4:30. All right, y'all, we out. Get out. Leave. Peace. Stuff. Cocaine. Don't do it. Okay, you can do it.